What's going on, guys? This is the Experienced Optimist. And today I want to talk about the importance of travel. Now, I talked about the benefits of travel in past videos, but I really want to break it down in this video. Now, to start this video off, I'm going to start this video with a quote from Mark Twain. Mark Twain said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And many of our people need it sorely on these accounts." Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's life. This is very true. Now, in a past video titled, "It's Not Who You Are, It's Where You're At," I talk about there are places on the planet that every man can find for himself where he feels in sync. Everything just seems to work out in this place, and actually it can be plural places. He just feels at home. And there was a contributor by the name of Dark Magician who commented and said that what men are feeling when they find this place, it's called person-environment fit. So I looked it up and I found the definition. And I want to read it for you guys so you have a good understanding of what I'm talking about. Person-environment fit is defined as the degree to which individual and environmental characteristics match. Person characteristics may include an individual's biological or psychological needs, values, goals, abilities, or personality, while environmental characteristics could include intrinsic and extrinsic rewards, demands of a job or role, cultural values, or characteristics of other individuals and collectives in the person's social environment. Due to its important implications in the workplace, person-environment fit has maintained a prominent position in industrial and organizational psychology and related fields. Person-environment fit can be understood as a specific type of person-situation interaction that involves the match between corresponding person and environment dimensions. Even though person-situation interactions, as they relate to fit, have been discussed in the scientific literature for decades, the field has yet to reach consensus on how to conceptualize and operationalize person-environment fit. This is due partly to the fact that person-environment fit encompasses a number of subsets, such as person-supervisor fit, person-job fit, which are conceptually distinct from one another. Nevertheless, it is generally assumed that person-environment fit leads to, and get this, positive outcomes such as satisfaction, performance, and overall well-being. Now, first things first, I'm gonna talk about race here. To all my black brothers out there, you are not a second-class citizen. Let me repeat that again. To all my black brothers out there, you are not a second-class citizen. See, what I've come to realize in this environment that we live in, and this is for all races and creeds, the goal is to break down male camaraderie. It is also to break down your sense of confidence and sense of well-being so that you are a better slave on the plantation, the corporate plantation and the pussy plantation. Furthermore, I want to talk about this thing about being cursed for black people. A lot of times I hear this from guys, and that's the reason why they don't travel. You are not cursed. This is complete nonsense. I only heard this when I was in the States. So I was born in the States, but then I went back to live in the islands for a little bit, came back to the States. Now, if I went back to the islands and said, you know what? The reason why I can't get ahead is because I'm cursed. And you know what? The reason why is these African American guys in the States are cursed. And that's the reason why they can't get ahead. Man, the guys in the island would front kick me to the face. It is complete nonsense. I can take any black guy over here in the United States, take him to St. Croix, St. Martin, the Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, and they will be treated with respect over there. And there are other people of colors in these islands, and they will treat you like a human being. So don't let this cursed nonsense and the fact that you feel like a second-class citizen stop you from traveling. And secondly, don't let people say that, hey man, you're not liked overseas, man, so you don't want to travel. The people who say that to black guys, black people in general, are haters. There have been a ton of guys I've talked to who are white who said, dude, you got to get out there and travel. A lot of black guys told me, hey man, you got to get out there and travel. Asian guys told me, hey man, you got to get out there and travel. Everybody said you got to get out there and travel, except for haters. And let me tell you, if you are a black guy that has his shit together and you travel overseas, you're going to receive a lot of love. In terms of women, you'll meet a lot of beautiful women. People will say, hey man, women in Korea and women in Korea and Japan and all over the world, they don't like to mess with black guys. That's bullshit. You'll meet some beautiful Asian women overseas. Now, your parents might have a problem with you marrying them, but why would you want to get married in this type of environment anyway? So don't believe the hype. I remember there was this guy, he's a model called Tyson Beckford. And in an interview, they asked this guy, they said, who treats you better? The people in the States? Or where are you treated the best? And Tyson Beckford responded, he said, he's actually treated the best overseas in Europe. I've been to Europe. I've had a great time in Europe. Germany, France, Spain. So don't let people deter you, if you're a black guy, from going overseas and enjoying your life. Take life by the collar. Have some money in your pocket and live life on your own terms. I remember I was down in Brazil. It could have been my second or third trip. I met two black dudes, African American. One was a doctor and one was a lawyer. So think about this. The American environment was so toxic for a doctor and a lawyer that they had to escape to Brazil to have a good time. Now I saw these guys, they were talking to me, they gave me some good information. And I saw these guys walking around with some beautiful Brazilian women. Don't believe the hype. Get out of there and travel. Now I want to talk about my white brothers. To my white brothers out there, man. Stop letting society stroke your ego so you can become a slave to the system. When you become a slave to the system, man, you can't travel. That's what happens all the time. And when I say stroke your ego, well, what will happen in the corporate environment? I see this all the time. They'll say, hey, John, hey, man, you know, European guys, descendants of European guys, they're the smartest, they're this, they're that. Hey, man, let's put you in charge of this program. Let's make you the head of this, make you the head of that. You're such a hard worker. You're not like these other lazy guys around here. And then these guys will say, yeah, I don't want to be like them. I'm going to work hard. I'm working 60 hours a week now. I'm going to work 70 hours a week. I'm going to work 80 hours a week. And they will work your ass to death until you die. I've seen it a ton of times. And then when you're working your ass to death, you're not traveling. You're not enjoying yourself. You're not looking after what you need in life. You're working hard on the corporate plantation. And then you die. And I'm going to give you a good example. There was this guy I knew, cool guy, white guy, tall, 6 foot, good looking guy, owned 2 houses, was in charge of, he was like a section manager for 3 different divisions in my company. He was part of the Good Old Boys Club. I remember telling him about all the places I traveled to. He was like, man, really? You traveled there? I was like, he was like, where are you getting ready to go now? Oh, I'm getting ready to go to Denmark. And then when I came back from Denmark, I was like, hey, man, I'm getting ready to go to Costa Rica. He was like, bullshit. I was like, I'm getting ready to go, for real. He was like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could, travel the world. I always wanted to do that. But I can't, man, because I got a wife, I got kids, I got these houses to take care of. And I was like, man, this dude made a ton of money, too. He was like VP level. He had been there for 30 plus years. And I was like, man, dude, they'll never get rid of you, man. They'll never fire you. And he was like, don't be so sure about that. I was like, what are you talking about, man? You've been here for 30 plus years. You gave your life to this company, just like the American Dream says, right? You're in the Good Old Boys Club. You talk to VPs. You talk to, program managers. They fired this dude. No loyalty. Just out the blue. Let me tell you about some other white guys. There's a guy I knew, put in 30 plus years. He said, you know what, when I retire, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. He had like this dream sheet of all the places he wanted to go. This guy would work. He would put off vacations to work. People would say, oh man, you're the man. Hey, go talk to that guy when you need help with these tests. You know what happened to him? Before he retired, he died of cancer. All that's left of this guy is a picture on the wall. Man, I get choked up thinking about this because, man, I saw him like a couple weeks prior, couple weeks past, he's dead. No one cared about this guy because no one cares about you in the corporate plantation. They'll talk you up, man. Hey, man, you need to work harder. You're the man. You're this and that. You give your whole life to a company. And then when you die, they don't even care about you. And to my white brothers out there, when you do travel, stop letting women gas your head up. I used to think that, oh man, these white guys go overseas, they travel, man. Everybody wants to, everyone wants to get with them. Everyone likes them because they're white. Yeah, they like you because you're white, all right. They like that white wallet. And they will use and abuse you, these women overseas. I mean, they'll abuse anybody, really. But what they'll do is they'll gas your head up. Oh, man, you're so smart. Man, you're a captain of industry. You're this, you're that. And then you'll play into that. And then you'll lose it all. Talk to the guys in the military. Talk to the guys on forums online that have traveled over there, overseas, thinking that they're not going to use them. Talk to the guys who went to the Ukraine, went to Russia, looking for that elusive, beautiful. As a matter of fact, I got a story about that, but I'm gonna leave that for another time. Now I want to talk to my Asian brothers. So my Asian brothers out there, man, stop thinking that you're inferior in terms of sexual marketplace value. The number of Asian guys who said, man, you black guys got it easy, man. Girls are always looking for you. Or, man, I wish I was white, man, so I could get, these beautiful blonde women and this and that. Man, stop that bullshit, man. Let me tell you what, man. I remember when I was in the military, I had a friend. He was Korean and Italian. He was mixed. This dude looked like a complete geek in high school. I remember he showed me a picture of this himself. I didn't believe it was him. I laughed. I said, dude, what'd you do, man? He said, I changed everything about myself. I started dressing better. I started working out. I taught myself how to dance. I taught myself how to be more personable. Then everyone liked him, man. He was cool with you, pick up women. People like being around him. Cool dude. I met another guy, man, Asian guy. Good looking guy, dressed fashionable, engineer. Went to a great engineering school. This dude had no confidence because the system that we're in beat him down so low, he thought he couldn't pick up any women, man. Or not the women he wanted. Man, this guy went over to, if you've ever been in Russia, there's a place called Kazakhstan. Places around that area as well, where they have these women. They look Asian, but they speak like Kazakh or Russian or whatever. Man, these women are fine, man. A lot of Asian guys from over here go over there. Man, they get a lot of love, and they get a lot of love other places you go as well. Other places, of course, you're gonna run into some assholes, some haters, but everyone runs into haters. But if you travel, you'll see what I'm talking about. Don't let the system, as the traveling military, MGTOW calls it, this is where I got it from. Don't let the system beat you down, man. Make you feel like you're inferior. You are not inferior. You're a man. Get out there and travel. Enjoy life. One of the older people I've talked to, I've read about this as well. They said that like 98% of the people in the that you'll come across, if they only travel the world, they could die happy. Because that's what they want to do. They want to save up enough money. They want to retire. And then what's the first thing they say they want to do? They want to travel the world. If you travel the world when you're a young man, up until your 40s, 50s, whatever, till you're satisfied, it will change your life. So I don't want to hear any more excuses, man. Some of the best advice I received have come from black guys, white guys, Asian guys, and Hispanic guys that were old, traveled the world, and they all had one thing in common. They lived life on their own terms, and they did not care about what other people thought about them. When you see through the prism of picking up women, see what happens is men say, man, I just want to travel just for women. I did it. And what I found is, yeah, I met women when I traveled, but the best experiences I had were interactions with other wise men that gave me good advice. Do not listen to those guys that tell you not to travel, man. They're haters. Get out there and travel. Experience life. Die a happy man. The man that waits to travel when he's retired most likely won't be able to do it, man. Your hip's going out. Your heart's not as strong as it used to be. Let me tell you about this one guy I knew. White guy. Corporate plantation, full effect. Born in the 60s. He lived the American dream. Let me tell you about this guy. He drank that American dream Kool-Aid, hook, line, and sink. Hook, line, you know what I'm talking about. The guy has 4 houses. Millionaire. Worked at a company for over 30 years. Retired from the company. Good pension. You know what he regrets? He regrets not having traveled to the places he wanted to go. You know what he said to me before he retired? He said, "Experienced optimist, I sold out." He sold out. Gentlemen, don't let this be you. Get your passport, get out there, travel, climb mountains, swim in lakes. I don't give a fuck what you do. Just get out there and do it. But if you like this video, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support other MGTOW channels, and I'll talk to you later.